Hello, everyone. I'm just going to allow for a couple of more minutes, okay? So they can have some more people joining, but very happy to see you so far. Just a couple of minutes and then we'll get cracking. Austin, did anyone tell you that you look like Tom Holland? You know, the actor.
Yes, especially when my hair was shorter. I used to get that one a lot. Um,
Carbon
that's
copy.
fun.
That's so nice. If
Yeah,
I see you with
thank you.
Zendaya and Fireflies, and we're gonna ask for a little influencer content creator piece. It is a good addition though, the long hair. I must say, you need to go on his socials and say, "Hey, dude, this is how you rock it properly."
Actually, I think he did
He
start
did it.
growing his hair out actually. At some point I remember because it was, I think, probably my hair was to here. It was relatively
Yes,
right after I
yes.
started growing my hair out, and then I see pictures of him with long hair, and I'm like, of course, I can't escape it.
That is great. Honestly, I think we should do a little caption here from this meeting and send it over. Thank you, guys.
Oh,
It's 32
oops,
past.
sorry, my audio just died on me. I,
You can't hear me anymore? I think it's fair to assume so.
okay, there we go. It's back.
Nice. You do have to have your audio in. I'm covering quite interesting topics today, so
Oh, absolutely. I'm very happy to be here today. I have lots of questions.
Woo, no pressure at all. Um, so we got 3 minutes in. I must say, this is a very, very interactive session. First of all, thank you, Austin, Richard, Christine, for joining. There you go. To have more people joining as well. Um, it's very casual as well. I'm Rudy, the community manager for Fireflies, obviously. And I've set up these sessions to be able to firstly have a nice chat with you guys, see what you need in terms of any guide using the Fireflies app or any other product that we have. And I wanted to take the opportunity as well to showcase a bit of the AI apps. I think that personally it's super fun to use them. Very, very good, very effective, and it can help productivity reach another level, which is kind of the way we're going with Fireflies as well, the way we have been going actually. If you love our note taker, AI apps is kind of the next way to follow to maximize your outputs from the meetings. So I'd like to quickly cover that, and I say quickly cover that because normally this is my third office hour session. And what I normally do is I go through the AI apps, I give an overview, I show you how it works, and I give you a demo on how to create it because it's super cool. I still intend to do that today, but I'm gonna, hi Laurent, but I like to breeze through that because you guys have been excellent and submitted lots of questions before the meeting this time. So I created a little spreadsheet, very, very old fashioned, with what I believe will be very good answers to help you out. And also AI apps actually answer some of these questions. I got Anthony joining in as well. So I hope you guys don't mind. We're recording this. For those who have registered, submitted questions, are unable to attend, I would like to share the recording and say, hey, we answered your question in the office hours session. Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
So yeah, very interactive. Feel free to interrupt me. I think my screen sharing is paused. It's just some slides what I want to cover the AI apps very quickly. Then I'm going to dedicate basically most of the session towards answering your your super cool questions that are very, very, very pertinent. If I can't answer, don't worry. I'm going to be in touch. You will be able to be in touch with me as well via socials. We've got an exciting small announcement. I'd say it's small, but it's big for me. We're launching our community on Circle, so I'm going to put a link here for you guys. So you're going to be one of the first to join, and there you can have me on DM. You can have on public chat. So bottom line is, if I can't answer today, I'm going to find the answer for you. Yeah. So going back to the beginning. Again, feel free to interrupt me. It's very interactive, but don't forget, I'm going to aim to answer all your questions at the end. I've submitted before. Got a bunch of tabs open here. Can you guys see my slides? Can anyone confirm?
Just build
yes.
and grow together.
Yeah. Build, learn, and grow together. Yes. So this office hour sessions are generally hosted Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You can see my colleague Karishma here. She's also a community manager. She hosts on Wednesdays. We're trying to kind of tailor the time so that we can have more people, more of you join. So we're trying to suit our kind of work pattern around this. So I left that picture here so you can build some familiarity, because, for example, next week you can't attend on Tuesday and you have more questions. You're free to jump on Wednesday as well. Be a slightly different time and kind of polishing that out. So if you have access to the Luma page that allowed you to register today, for today, you'll be able to see the times there because it will be changed live. Right, so today is just to tell you, you can see my name there, but you can call me Rudy. I'm going to give you a quick overview of AI apps. Then I'm going to do a very quick demo on how to create your own. It's really fun. I particularly like it because it gives me a great level of customization. And then after that, I'm just going to go through all the questions that you've submitted. I have some answers that include quite a lot of, like, I won't say quite a lot, but quite a few interesting links that you can use. I have guides prepared that you can just click and answer your question by just basically following step-by-step link. Then I want to share the Circle community for Fireflies as well. I would like you guys to join with a specific role because you're participating in the session today. And a couple of YouTube links with webinars that we have hosted that cover subjects that you've asked for. But without further ado, let's crack on. Okay, so AI apps, guys, it's like I was saying at the beginning, it's the next level. If you love our note takers, the next level of productivity in terms of product here, Fireflies. We have over 200 of them already pre-built in the app, covering, as you can see, all of the business sectors you can think of: sales, finance, HR, product, customer success. It offers you great scheduling and privacy tools, which is also a new feature that we've added to AI apps. They can run in multi-meetings right now. So I think some of your questions were around this. The fact that you want to have a summary of different meetings that is tailored to your position, for example. So I think AI apps are quite good for that. Obviously, we introduced admin level control. We always want to make sure you're in control. You can set up privacy rules and so on. And the bit that I would find is most important to cover in today's session for you in terms of AI apps is actually the credit usage. We made it very, very, very accessible. I dare to say super cheap, to make you, enticed to try it out and figure out how to use this, because 1 credit for 10 meetings is basically nothing. I'm more than happy if you reach out to me after the session to give you some AI credits for you to try out as well. That's more than, I'm more than happy to do that. And that's because we want you to have a goal. We want you to see what will work, what can work or cannot work for you in terms of AI apps, and give us your feedback. You are our users, our customers. So your feedback is paramount to make sure that anything that we do here, Fireflies, works. But yeah, so I'm going to go and jump on straight away, close these silly slides, and give you an overview on how to create an AI app. You guys confirm you can still see my screen, right? Oh, good.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. I can't even see myself, so if you see me looking, wandering off, don't blame me. I'm not AI. I'm real. I'm in London and I'm real. Okay, let's get cracking. So AI apps, very, very easy to build one. It gives me a bit of excitement to show you because I spend my time creating AI apps for the rest of the team, for myself. And because it's so easy, I've been having quite a lot of fun. Simply just go to your dashboard. You can see AI apps here on the left-hand side. Click on the purple button that says create. Oh, before we create, these are the 200 plus apps that we have already pre-built. Oh, little note on this. It's very important to let you know. I've been working with the team actually updating the prompts of these existing AI apps. So they will give you even better results and better formatting display options when you use the outputs. I want to show what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're currently working on upgrading them, let's say. So it's actually a good time to test them out. So click on create. And pretty simple here. You name the app. Today I'm gonna demo, let me see. I'm gonna demo this app that I've been working in previous office hours that I like quite a lot. It's called Product Continuity. I mean, I've seen through your questions and registering like the industries that you work on, perhaps not a good example for all of you guys, but I think if you get the gist, you can apply to any meetings that you have. The name also doesn't help, really. Come on, I need to work on a better name. But Product Continuity, basically, it's an app that I'm creating that will spot feature gaps between product team meetings from one to another and give me, let's say, a head of product or product lead, an overview of what's not moving, what's stuck. And it will give me an impact analysis if it's something that I should give a lot of focus, a lot of priority, and also names the people, the key contributors, the product managers that are the ones responsible for action items that perhaps are floating and not getting any ownership. This is an example. If you work in tech, you're going to have a product team. If you work in sales, you can create an AI app that will just cover, all of the sales calls that you have in a week. So let's see if we can go for the demo and then you tell me if it's something that you can apply to it after. I do have a prompt. Now, it goes without saying that the quality of your prompt when creating an AI app will dictate how good your outputs are. So the better, more precise, more specific your prompt is, the better the results. I think that's that's what it says here. So I'm going to give you the example that I prepared for this AI app, Product Continuity. And when I read the prompt, I created quite an extensive prompt here. Most of the AI apps have like short prompts. This one, it's an app to analyze product team conversation, identify patterns of gaps, recurring issues that prevent clear decision-making and progress across multiple meetings. Now, guys, we work in tech or with tech most of the time these days. So if something is stopping you from achieving high velocity with your teams, as if you're in a leadership position, this will be particularly useful to get things moving. I've been in a lot of product meetings, a lot of product chats, a lot of calls in general where we talk, and next week we're dealing with the same issue or we haven't properly assigned that task to someone. And it's fair enough. You get the meetings notes with Fireflies, great stuff. But having an overview of multiple meetings at once is what I'm trying to show you here today. So I've added the recurring decision gaps, what I wanted the app to search for. The ones that are persistent. Bear in mind, I told you this is a multi-meeting AI app. AI apps default work on multiple meetings. So I wanted to see from one to another, from different meetings, what are the persistent gaps. Cross-meeting continuity gaps, again, the example that I said about following it through, pattern analysis, and then here's how I want the app to present the format. I wanted to have a gap summary. I wanted to have a frequency, how many times is this subject being discussed and not getting any traction? What's the impact level? What are the key contributors? The trend, if it's getting worse, staying the same, there's slight progress. And obviously the most important, the recommended action. Things to ignore one-on-off discussions, issues that are clearly resolved. We often, when creating AI agents, we think about the stuff that we want, but we don't think about the stuff that should be ignored, put aside, or is considered noise. So it's very important to add that to the output. And before I click next, or even after I click next, you have the opportunity to go back here and change this output. Why am I mentioning this? Because you can select meetings to preview how this output will work, which is pretty handy. So before you create the app, you can have a look on how it will work. I'm going to select a few of the fictitious kind of product meeting chats that we had. You see some names and people, but it's just to give an overview. I'm going to select maybe 4. Yeah, let's select 4 and then click on preview notes. I want to see how this app will work. You will take a bit of time because I've asked for 4 meetings to be analyzed according to this big long prompt that I added here. In the meantime, I can click on next and I'll show you what I was talking about in terms of scheduling a multi-meeting. So here, the app will tell you, app will run every day at 10 a.m. I can change it to weekly. Let's say you have your product team meetings or your sales calls on a Monday and Tuesdays. You can run this on Wednesdays, or you can run on a Friday. So before the end of the week, you know what you need to focus on for the next week across multiple teams, multiple calls. In this case, let's say we have the meetings on Tuesday. So I'm going to have a summary on Wednesday. I wanted for all my teammates to be able to see this app, the outputs, and I wanted to run specifically on those meetings that I mentioned to you guys, the ones that have, let's say, PM, because it will be product management or product managers, right? I'm going to put here, and I'll put contains PM. But you can customize this to anything of your liking. It could be the meeting title, it could be the participants that are there, it could be user groups. I'll tick this, make the app active if any of the future matches. We want to make sure that the app is active straight away. I'm going to save. And as you can see, you also have an integration for email. So if you want to integrate it with Gmail, for example, and send, that's one of the integrations available. But I hope you can see now, this is the preview. Based on the 4 analysis of product, it meets several critical patterns of gaps, recurring issues. Again, it's following the format that I asked. Sales bot platform selection. So we're talking about these 2 platforms. It explains that the gap summary, the team has repeatedly discussed choosing between these 2 platforms. When it happened, how it happened across 2 meetings. The impact level is high. It's blocking our sales bot deployment entirely. Key contributors, the PM teams members consistently bring up this decision. So the PMs are bringing it up. So if you're the lead of head of product or product lead, you are seeing that you need to listen to your PMs and you need to get, a decision cycle in and make a move. You can see here there are more things, user group settings, privacy architecture. So as you can see, it's covering everything that it hasn't been addressed in previous meetings. And it gives you an overview of the impact, who is responsible, and the trends, and what you should do. So recommended action, assign specific team PM ownership for autopilot features. Now, guys, it tells you what the recommended action is. For me, I see an AI app as like my personal assistant that went there, took the notes and says, Rudy, this is what you need to do to achieve success or to move things forward, which is more than just having a summary from a meeting. Is actually giving me an action point to work with based on a lot of calls. So this is the preview. If I'm happy with it, great, I click on create app. If not, I go back to the prompt and amend and get a preview again. Once you create the app, it's very simple. A couple of seconds, you can get a message here to say that the app has been created and will run for all future meetings that you have. So you always run for the future ones, okay? To get back to the app, you just click on more, my apps. We have a lot here, so I'll just search for it and it will be here, product continuity. Quick toggle on and off if you want to switch it off. You can go back to customize and change the prompts, the frequency when you want the summary, so on and so forth. I'm going to show you here how to actually get, there you go. I had a page open here just to give you an idea. So when you're in Fireflies and you want to see the summary, you just go home and you click on AI apps output. It will give you the outputs of all of the AI apps that you set up that you have access to. So I have this one that I created as well. It's a personal one, call it career development app. So it will basically, analyze all of the calls that I have related to my personal development and tells me really this is what you should be focusing on to be better for the next meeting, to have more confidence, to maybe you should consider studying these bits. Maybe you should, further your knowledge by doing a live call on a specific subject. So you can tailor that to basically any use case. And it's very easy to see the outputs and the product continuities here, the one that I set up before. But I had one on the stage environment that covered 6 meetings. And this is, I think, better example to show you. So 6 product meetings, the app, covered all of that, basically like over a month of product meetings. And it says what I should be focusing on, what's getting worse, what's getting better. So yeah, pretty much a good use case. There's another one that I created recently, which was a design sync brief. Again, to just give you a quick example, I realized that we were having marketing meetings every week where we decide, okay, let's work on a blog, let's work on videos, let's work on community content, socials, and so on and so forth. And our designers weren't part of that call because they have to work on product design, the design that you see, all the assets on socials, the product itself, the new redesign of the welcome page. So they're pretty stacked in terms of resources. And rather than just getting notes from those marketing team syncs, I created an app that will give them a summary of what should be prioritized or not. So without attending those meetings, the marketing team not only get the tasks sent to them, what they need to work on, but now they have an overview of what the CEO thinks is a priority, for example. So when they're working on, I can name that. This should be the first thing that I work on today. This is the next thing. Oh, this I can push to next week. It's a small job, a little thing, a little retouch. So you can basically help out a lot of your teams getting action items delivered on a summary that helps them out. And it's only for the design team that I set this up. So only the design team will see it. You integrate it with Slack, for example, if you're using Slack, and then they will get a summary on a Slack channel. They don't even have to go to the product to get these recommended actions that will help them prioritize their work. Now, it sounds epic. I like to make things sound epic because I do think they are. But obviously, your use case, your demands, that's how you should, see it. And yeah, that's the demo that I wanted to show you guys. So now I would like us to have a bit of a chat. But before that, let's go through. I noticed that Anthony had to drop for company-wide, but I'll get the recording later to him. So before we move forward, I want to open. You can see here I have a machine gun of tabs to show you guys. But I'm going to go through this little spreadsheet that I created. And I'm going to start with my Tom Holland doppelganger here, Austin. Austin, you, if you don't mind me sharing your question, you said that you wanted to leverage global AskThread to help create documents. I hope you can help me better understand the mechanism of AskThread. Now, your question, it's super good. It's very detailed, but it also sparked a bit of discussion internally, because we are working with a very good Claude connector, MCP, and you can basically get more of what you want to do via the connector. And it's just that our connector in general can work better, and we're making it better and improving it as we speak. So this is something that I wanted to share with you. I wrote this little answer for you, but I didn't want to read it out loud. But essentially, that's the use case that we're building Fireflies for. If you use this Claude integration, you can get through the MCP connector, control exactly what transcripts. I need to put this for you. Claude access for document generation. So you have super granular control of what you're doing. And this will be, let me just share the guide with you because I wrote this guide. Again, it will be sharing lots of links with you guys today, but here's an overview. There's a video explaining what we're using this for. Then you can actually have a look on how to set up for ChatGPT, which is very new. This is brand new stuff, Austin, and for Claude as well, that I'm particularly excited about. And some of my teammates have been using, I've been using, and it's amazing. It's next level. The queries that you can get with Claude. I'm particularly a fan of Claude rather than GPT, so I'm a little bit biased here, but you can use with both. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you now.
Perfect, thank you.
And what I'd say, I'm not in the chat, I'm in a waiting room chat. Let's share this to everyone in the meeting. And just because we have a lot of questions to cover, otherwise we could go into detail for this, but I'm more than happy to do that. Carlos wants to enter the room. More than happy to do that in the future office hours, okay? Because it's a very, very fun subject. Whoever is interested in kind of the same use case as Austin mentioned here, please do click on that link and have a go. Carlos, welcome. I'm just going through the questions that were submitted during the registration for this office hours. I did a quick demo of the AI app creation process, but I'll be sharing a recording of this office hours. So whatever you missed, you'll be able to catch up later on, okay? Going back to what we're covering, I think it was Anthony who had to drop. He wanted a pricing and show demo of the product. I really wanted to ask Anthony if he had filled in the paper form that we have available to see how many seats he needs, so that we can give a proper kind of tailored answer towards what in terms of pricing, what he should do next, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to try to reach out to him via email and cover that separately offline. Then back to the spreadsheet. Okay, so yeah, it was 𝗙𝗂 that asked about further CRM integrations. We checked, so I've asked our partnership team to look into these integrations that was mentioned here by 𝗙𝗂. So 𝗙𝗂, when you watch this recording, we are in the process of finding out more information. I'm going to give a link for everyone here to use to join our community. I'll be sharing a general public link to join our 𝗏𝗏 community on socials. So when watching the recording, you'll be able to click on that link and get an update on the integrations. But in the meantime, I would like to share the webinar that I recorded, because part of 𝗙𝗂's question was around compliance and storage. And it's a webinar that I really enjoyed recording. And I'm going to share here on the chat. This is available on our YouTube channel under the playlist for webinars. We're trying to, side note here for everyone, we're trying to build a big repository of webinars, lots of guides, lots of little bite-sized videos for you guys. So anyone just needs to know a little task, you'll be able to open the video and have a look, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and you're sorted. So we're building that now, and that's why I've been mentioning to you the 𝗏𝗏 community. So 𝗏𝗏 is the community platform, and we've created our community space there, where we're going to have a bit of everything, recording for previous office hours, webinars, these videos that I've mentioned to you. Then you're going to have the chat with the team. You're going to have a space, I say you're going to, but it's already created, a space to put feature requests, a space to do beta testing. So if any of you is saying, oh, I'd like that feature, I would like to try, let's say, Slack huddles, we'll be able to get you in touch with the team. And then you have an opportunity to not only learn how to better use Fireflies, but also shape the product roadmap by giving your opinion and upfolding existing requests as well. So very important, very exciting. I'm trying to put a lot of information in one package here for you guys today, but I hope you can appreciate in the end. So going back to the question, so share the private security and compliance webinar. And then we have Christine from 𝗏𝗏. I think Richard was supposed to attend, isn't it, Christine, as well with you?
Yes, he's here. We're both here together.
Oh, he's there. Oh, okay.
He's here,
perfect.
yeah.
That's nice. I thought you were just representing. So yeah, you wanted to have a general review of integrations of Box and Outlook, especially when it comes to Teams and Zoom. So I have three guides here because Richard asked the same question. These guides will tell you how to set up and make the most of your Box, Teams, and Zoom integrations. It's very quick and easy, very easy integration, set it up. But the guides will work as a little bit of a manual for you, so in case you have any issues or anything that you want to ask. And with that, I also went back in our archives and got the recording for the webinar that we hosted. This one is really, really good. We have product managers and the lead of partnerships as well. It's a specific webinar recorded by 4 people in finance. So it's really, really neat. Has a lot of important information, a lot of questions and answers as well. It was a live recording that we did. So I'm going to share that with you too. It's worth for anyone here wanting to watch. And I'm going to share the guides. And I'm going to cover a couple of the questions here. You'll be able to see how these integrations work as well. Let's see if I can. Why is there no link? Okay, 1 second. Make sure that all of the text that I'm sending through the chat is clickable. So these are 3 guides to cover Box, Teams, and Zoom. I think you mentioned something about Outlook, and that is something that we need to touch on apps directly. You mentioned Outlook email. I think there's a way that we can help you with an integration that sends you summaries that way. But let's touch base on that via DM if you don't mind. Now,
Thank you.
Or maybe even at the end. Let's see how much we can cover, and then we can go back to that. Then Carlos, who have joined us recently, Carlos, I can notice by your email and your name that you're Brazilian. I'm half Brazilian too, so in respect of our colleagues here, I won't be talking in Portuguese, but you're more than happy to chat to you in Portuguese via DM. I can't cover Laurent. I expect that you speak French. I learned French in school, but that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But if it's Spanish or Italian or Portuguese, I can cover very easily because they're all Latin languages.
I can cover Spanish too. Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's my guy. Perfect.
I'm half Colombian. Yeah.
Ooh.
Helps.
Okay, definitely. Let's go Spanish all the way because not even any kind of Spanish. It's Colombian Spanish. So I'm going to learn something. Colombian Spanish, it's fast. Don't even ask about transcription of Spanish, please. If it's Colombian Spanish, it's not even a fair.
Those are some of my questions. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's the question that I'm going to get even more red than I am now. But we're going to cover meeting transcriptions in different languages as well. But yeah, so Carlos asked, I want to know the key points better use this AI. I will share a page that is basically giving an overview. Where is it? Not here. An overview of what Fireflies is about and how you can get the most out of it. But if you watch, Carlos, this recording and you see the AI apps, which is the next level from note-taking, perhaps that will give you a better overview of why Fireflies has an advantage at the moment in relation to our competitors. But yes, it wasn't very specific, so I couldn't answer in too much detail, but I think that will give you a good overview. Then I think we had Yogesh ask how to manage, I think, minutes of meetings in a more easy way. Again, the recording covers AI apps, which helps you managing minutes in a more easy way, and they'll help desk articles as well. We'll give a good overview of what to do to manage your calls, plus AI summaries that I'm going to cover very quickly here in the call. So I'm going to give you an overview. Speech analytics. I should ask speech analytics for telecalling. I would like just to show you the analytics page. You know, it's a feature that I know you would be surprised, but I know that, can get missed. But it offers great insights on your calls. It's very easy. You're on the product, left-hand side below, integrations, analytics. I enjoy looking back and seeing how much of my colleague calls have been negative, neutral, and positive. I try to beat my personal best and keep calls very, very positive. Just it reflects on my personality, so I hope you can understand. But it's really, really fun. And the team works on basically sharing this analytics in a very fun way with cars. We're designing something around, like you have Spotify and you can have the Wrapped with all your favorite songs for the year. So we're working on something like that. I think it's something that everyone has been pushing. So you can share on social and say, okay, 90% of my calls were neutral or like positive, questions asked, question answers, filler words. And this is the team. As you can see, it's a lot of calls here. We love calls. But yeah, so analytics page, I'm going to drop the link there.
Rudy, may I ask a question?
Of course you may. Yes.
Great. On this analytics page, if we are primarily speaking with clients versus other team members, would it look similar? Like I see these look like all teammates here.
Yes.
We have just a list of clients here that we could see and then run reports on the clients that we spoke with?
Absolutely. So you just filter for external meetings, for example. So you won't pick up any of the team meetings. You only pick up conversations that you had with externals. And you can even add another filter, for example, if your sales calls or anything in the title that will show what kind of meeting they are. We just put maybe sales or recruitment or, financial assessment or financial risk assessment, for example. Oh, that even reminds me of an AI app that I created for financial assessments. Yes. So use the filters is the best thing that I can tell you, Christine. I think that will save a lot of time. You save the view and outside calls, I'm going to call just for the sake of this. So you're going to see all of the information that is only related to external calls. Does that help?
Very much. Thank you.
Perfect. If you think that it could, for example, if there's a specific thing you come later on, you think, oh, I'd love to see this in analytics on my insights, just let me know. Okay. It'll be great feedback. We're open to feedback on every section of the app and the product. So yes, what else? We have here groups, just groups. That was the question. So I've prepared a guide that we have that gives an overview of what user groups are, how to create user groups. It's very easy. You just go here on the left-hand side, click on team. You'll see members. You can click on user groups, and then you can create one. When you create one, name it, put a description, add a handle, and then when you are in your meetings, you can just, hold on, I'm going to something else. When you're inviting or you're recording, you can just tag their handle for your user group, especially if you have set up your meeting as private. Ideally, that's the idea that you want to. Let me just have a look here. One section. I want to show you the summaries as well, but let's go back to the meeting. Have you guys used user groups before? No, it's normally like a general thing when you use their apps. Okay, so let's go for the guide. If you haven't, I think it's best if I cover that with you. Bit by bit, where is it? Okay. I want to share how to do the meeting transcripts. I think this is best. So right from home, you have your meeting. Click on share. Would you like me to show in the product, or do you like me to show the guide and share the guide? Maybe I'll share the guide.
The guide would be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can make reference to it later. But it's very simple. It's in your sharing option. Just make sure that it's private, because if you're going to send the meetings to a specific user group, send the meeting notes, for example, you want that user group to be the only user group that sees it. And then when you click the invite, you can just tag the user group that you created. But yeah, you will see that in the guide. Perfect. How to add Fireflies to a call that is in progress, and can I summarize recordings like from YouTube? So this was an interesting question, because if you're trying to get the YouTube part, I'd say, because to add Fireflies to a live meeting, you just arrive to the meeting late, you notice there is no thread there. You just go to the Fireflies app, click on capture here at the top in the little drop-down menu, add to live meeting, boom, drop here your Zoom, Teams, everything. WebEx, just drop the call there and start capturing. It's pretty easy. Now, the question was around YouTube. So YouTube, let's say we have a call that has been uploaded to YouTube. The best workaround that I would say would be to add a YouTube extension, or if you have a YouTube Premium, to download the YouTube meeting, and then you upload to your Fireflies app. Something that I realized is that I have so many of these. Yeah, so you just download the YouTube video. So it can be a video file, it can be audio. Just click on the same drop-down menu, which is a really nice handy button that has everything. Browse your files and upload a specific meeting that you got from YouTube. So that's the workaround that I found. And I know that sometimes there is copyright rules to follow. So of course, I'm only recommending this if you have permission to download a YouTube video, which is a call that you want to get it transcribed for. Now, next, Laurent, it's you. Is Fireflies subscription compatible and understanding multiple languages? Now, yeah, this almost broke the whole team here, because the short answer will be no, but because we have an auto-detect language setting, you don't have to set up the meeting as English, for example. You can do that beforehand on the notepad, on a notebook. You just select the meeting language. I'm just putting one here. Where is it? Let's go back to the app. So if you have your upcoming meeting, you can see the language there. If you own the meeting, you can change that setting by clicking on meeting language. Right? Or you can also use the auto detect. Now, if you have more than one language in a meeting and you want to have transcription of both languages, let's say it's both, 2 languages. If you regenerate, let's say you're doing in English and Spanish, you get in English first because it's automatic. You can have your transcripts and use the regenerate option after the meeting has been done, and you can regenerate in a different language. But that will make you lose the first language that you got the transcripts on.
Okay.
So I thought of I feel even embarrassed to share this with you, but a cumbersome workaround of downloading that meeting and re-uploading it. And then you have 2 versions of the same meeting, and then setting up that one for Spanish and the original one in English. That way you have all of the transcripts for both. But ultimately, what I wanted to say to you today is that let's use the Circle community feature request page and add that, because you haven't been the first one that suggested this, where we can have the app to recognize multiple languages in one meeting. I think if we have the feedback in detail, we'll be able to justify the use case and start working on it and start building it. If you put the question to the product manager to say, okay, yeah, but what kind of meetings you're talking to people, and then you have 2 different languages now. Right now we're speaking English. We can speak different languages, but why would we go from English to Spanish? What about, is it because everyone is bilingual? I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense, but we need to understand
if I
the
may
use
add
case.
to that,
Yes,
I
please.
think the use case is we will work with people in German, and usually we can understand each other sort of mutually, but we speak in the language that we are most comfortable speaking with. So even with meetings internally, I'll be speaking English and they'll respond back to me in German, and I understand them very well. But it's just easier
Mm.
to get our heads through, so we can sort of skip the translation stage. And so usually, yeah, one person easily identifiably will be speaking German the whole time, and the other one will be speaking English. And it's happens very seamlessly in conversations. And we've looked, for example, at Google Gemini, but we realize Google Gemini kind of crashes if someone suddenly switches the language, which is something that can happen very, very easily.
Yes. So see, you have a very, very good use case for it, very detailed and a good explanation as well, so that I think we should work on that. I would love to work with that on that with you after the session today, and just kind of write it down. I can write it in detail and put in a community platform. And then what we can do as we invite more people to join, and we have all of our users eventually in the community platform, they can upvote. Yes, I have the same use case as Laurent. Please push that forward so it can go up the list. I think is a very, very good use case. I also agree with you. I try to play devil's advocate here, but I've started a lot of calls when it's like, for example, just the Brazilian type part of the team, and then we're just starting talking in Portuguese, and then boom, it enters someone that doesn't speak that language, but we were talking about relevant stuff. We're not chit-chatting. So it would be nice to have a capture that, can seamless go from one language to another. And your use case is really interesting, which is kind of shows that perhaps you can understand the English, but you wanted to better express yourself in your native language
Hmm.
to be able to answer that, because you have multilingual teams. Everyone can kind of bounce off each other and communicate that way, which is super cool, super interesting. So thank you for that. Let's work on that
Yeah.
together. And in all fairness, sorry for not having the exact tool feature that you need. We can support different languages, but two or three in the same meeting is something that we need to crack on. So yeah, and then it'll be nice to have you helping for that as well.
Great.
Better than anyone else. Perfect. So moving on, let's see, we're good for time if you guys don't mind. So I'd like to keep pushing through. Call summary bulk option. Again, Manikandan here asked this question. Is a feature that we don't have. I've seen another user recently asking for it, where you can upload in bulk and then get an AI summary in bulk. Now, when you upload in the app, you can upload more than one meeting. You can select more than one file and upload quite a few of them as the same. But to get an AI summary on all of them in bulk, for example, uploading 10 meetings and getting one summary of the 10 meetings is something that we haven't done yet. So I'm going to share. Let me just crack on and share that with you guys. The invite for the community, and when you join, you'll be joined as contributors, not general public, and you'll be able to access the feature requests space, and then you can just add there. And I think this is another good feature request from from our session today. These are two good ones. I'd say that perhaps if that person was here, if they were here, and I could answer the question, an AI app could help because of the multi-meeting feature that AI apps have. So we can run one summary in multiple meetings. So perhaps that the use case can be satisfied per se by the use of AI apps, but we don't have them here today. So let's see if we can bridge that gap, having a conversation async to cover that question. There was no question. Question about maps and voice translation. Said, I couldn't understand this, but it could be that some of the points that we already touched in terms of languages can help answering. Happy to connect offline as well. How to use the platform, Charles shared with us, and I have the link prepared. I think I shared this intro link before. Yes, the intro to Fireflies here. It has all of the basic subjects that you need when it comes to start using Fireflies. Zoom was this article here, the guide that I'm going to share with you. just reshare, even though it's in the part of the message that I sent to Christine above. Christina Richard have here. Oh yeah, I can see all of you now. I was only seeing 3 of you, and now I can see Richard there. Perfect. Is the size of my screen with so many tabs open? I do apologize. Then was the question, Teresa was asking more about Fireflies. Again, the link for the intro to Fireflies is there, comprehensive guides. And now Wincy had a 3-in-1 question, a bit greedy, but we like greedy when it comes to questions. How to tailor your summary. I'm just going to quickly show you the AI summary templates. I think it's super cool. Let me just share the guide as well in the meantime. Summary templates. I think I had it open here. Let me just have a look quickly. Yeah, it's already here. It's super easy to use summary templates on the notepad. This is because we already prepared some of this homework for you guys. I want to check one of the simple meetings. I need to access this, so hold on 1 second. I need to work on having not many apps. But yeah, let's go for the guide. You go to your meetings, open the Fireflies dashboard, select the meeting that you want to get a summary, and you'll land on a notepad that I was just showing, as you can see here. And that is the tab that you have, the AI summary, general summary. Here you can add different ones. You can have a summary for sales, for recruitment, HR, and then it will be tailored to the type of call that you had instead of just having a general one. You can actually search for it and keep for keywords. A quick scan will help you. And then you're going to have, maybe you can write a short paragraph describing what the meeting was about. So I'm sharing this with you guys. And this includes how to customize the summary templates and sections as well by picking a summary template. And you open this GIF here for you to see. You click in the drop-down menu and you'll be able to choose. I think any app, I can choose one there. As you can see, and then you get the summary. Let's see if I can open the app and do the same. I said that my summary is not working. It's because it's a sample. I think it needs to be meetings that I own. That's why these ones are not getting captured. Let me just get a marketing huddle. Oh, I don't want this one. 1 second. Yes, there you go. If you own the meeting, you'll be able to choose your AI summary. I'm going to put one here to give you a good idea. Finance summary. No, that won't make sense. 101. There you go. Meeting summaries processing. Great. It takes a while in the call, in a live call that will be recorded for the whole company to watch. That's great. While it's generating, I just want you to have a look. I think it gives a good overview, right? If you're on the meeting, just click right at the top and generate a summary that is tailored to you. Then Wincy also asked how to make regular weekly and monthly summary of calls to provide more business insights. I think like the use case of AI apps completely satisfy this. But Wincy, if you're watching this, when you're watching this, please let me know if that makes sense and if you need any other specific feature to cover your use case. And finally, she asked, how are you better than Google Gemini? Now, we do have this page that our team picked up that does a comparison. This is a little bit out of date. It's from March this year, but I will share it regardless because it gives a good overview. So I'm not going to say publicly how we're better or why we're better. I think it's up to everyone to decide when they use the product. You guys have used Gemini. Laurent was saying that he tried and he crashed. So everyone has a subjective opinion of the product, but I'm sharing this page to give everyone an overview of what we cover and what we don't cover. It will be updated as well because this page has been shared with our clients like yourselves and other users when they ask for a comparison, and even to external parties. As Gemini is part of Google, they do increasingly work on their features, and so Fireflies. So it will be interesting to see a few months later, what's the take. But we've been ahead since the beginning of the year with most of these features, and we have more integrations, one integration after the other getting added every day. So yeah, this is what I wanted to cover with you today. The best way would be for us to get in touch is to join the community with that link that I shared with you in the chat. But you can also reach out to us via LinkedIn. I'm going to share the page post with you guys. Shouldn't be this page, but let me just go on Fireflies and stop sharing. Karishma and I will be with our eyes and ears on socials. So if by any chance you don't get to join the community, you can always ping us on socials, Fireflies, Twitter, feel free to drop a DM. And Christine, Richard, I would love to work on those integrations with you guys, especially the Outlook bit. I think we can spend a good 15-30 minutes together just going through that together, okay? And then we can record it and I can share it so other people that are looking for the same kind of use case can make the most of the call. Also, we need to work on Claude MCP and the connector. I think that kind of granularity that you're looking for will be very, very useful with those tools. And it's part of like what we're trying to do with the community as well. There's a developers hub in the community that I can give you access, or as a contributor, you might not be able to see that, but just ping me a DM and say, yeah, I want to be an expert, and then I'll share that with you. The community page, just to give you a quick overview on 𝗁𝗂, is this one. So I'm going to give you a 2-minute overview. We have different sections where, I'm going to populate this with more guides on what to do here. We're going to always have our product updates added here. So we normally have this on a Notion page to share with the public, but we're also going to mirror the content to have everything here. So be able to find out what everything that Fireflies is working on, even if it's a gradual rollout. Let's say it's a new feature that hasn't been available to everybody. Let me just share the screen again. Instead of talking to myself, I can just, yeah, there you go. So this is a section that you have just the basics on how to use this platform. You don't need much. It's a web-based platform. Then here, the updates that I was talking about, product updates will be always coming here. So you can be up to date with everything. Chit chat, you can write anything you want. You can say, thank you for the first hour session today. I noticed that you're a little bit nervous, Rudy, but it's okay. We're all nervous in life goals. You can chat to the team. You can tag me. You can tag all the team members. As you can see, there's a lot of the team already here, including, our founder, Sam, is there. So we all have eyes and ears on your feedback. I created a section for AI talk. So we want to share, there's no post yet on a section, but if you want anything that relates to AI that, you think that other people might engage with and chat to you about, that's really cool. Then we have a coaching section where we'll be sharing videos on how to do different things. and lots of videos that will be posted here. And it's super easy. Just click, 2 minutes later, you know something new about Fireflies. I will be adding the webinars here. Today I shared with you the finance webinar. I will add it as well. Christine, Richard, I will add a finance webinar here so you can have a look, play straight away from the app. We will hopefully host our office hours through this platform, so you don't have to use Zoom. So you can do them directly from your browser. It's just make things easier, more convenient. If you prefer Zoom, we can still do it. So we're still figuring out the best for you, not for us. We'll eventually want to host Fireflies University content here, so you can do courses and get certification on what you learn in terms of, you know, Fireflies knowledge. Then there's an area for beta testing, developers, product feedback that you're going to have access to. You see, you just click on like this post and you'll be upvoting any feature requests. I think I'm going to work with Lohan on that language one, but also the bulk upload. So you just create a post, explain in detail. I think Fireflies, you know, just dark mode, for example, for Fireflies, and you add your use case, give examples. The more information you add, the better it will be for the product team. And when they're reading this, they'll be like, interesting, this is really good. Let's try to put on our roadmap. Because it's not about just doing features that we think that you would like, but if you have an input, then we can shape together the future of Fireflies. There is a channel here for betas where, you know, our customers that are interested in testing new features will get emails with specific invites to join. And you're free to just jump on a chat and say, really, I want to test this. I want to test something new. I have this use case. Do you have an integration that helps my life be more productive? Drop there. You'll be really cool. And bear in mind, we all have all of the links that you need to have in one place as well, with the resources on here on the left, our API docs, the security page, the trust page, a way to contact support. Everything is in one page. The best, you can click on this little button here at the top called feed and get everything in one place. All of the posts, the office hours, events, everything together. So yeah, this is a nice overview. I said 2 minutes and ended up spending more than that. I hope you have enjoyed today. I certainly have. It's been a pleasure to meet you all. Please do keep in touch. Reach out. We're available. I'm available, and we can look into all of these subjects in detail as well together on a one-on-one basis. Okay. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Lohan. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Austin. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.